Hey everyone, welcome to this deep dive into manifestation.
Oh, yeah, manifestation.
Specifically,
3, 6, and 9.
yeah, the idea that those numbers
Right.
might have like a key to unlocking abundance.
That's a popular idea.
It is. And
Yeah.
I've been seeing this technique everywhere online
Oh, yeah, me too.
that uses these numbers and some specific sound frequency.
A sound frequency, huh?
Yeah, it really piqued my interest.
I bet.
So we're going to be looking at this program today called Tesla Manifestation.
Oh, interesting.
And
So-
that's all based on this concept.
Okay.
The website actually tells this really compelling story
Okay.
about this guy named Darius,
All right.
who was struggling, like financially,
I see.
feeling stuck in his life.
Yeah.
And then he meets this mysterious, like,
successive.
founding guy
Uh-huh.
named Sebastian.
Okay.
And Sebastian claims that he was able to totally turn his life around
Wow.
by using the power of 3, 6, and 9.
Hmm.
And this specific sound frequency.
That's pretty out there.
It is. Now, we're not here to endorse the program
Right, of course.
or anything like that.
Yeah.
But the story itself
Yeah,
raises some really, really interesting questions
it does.
about the connection between like sound and our brains
Yeah.
and maybe even
Yeah.
our ability to create change.
I like it. Let's dive in.
Okay, so to really get this concept,
Yeah.
we kind of have to understand
Yeah.
Darius's life
Yeah.
before he met Sebastian.
Right. He was in a tough spot.
So what was he dealing with? Like,
Well, imagine
yeah,
just feeling this weight of financial stress, like just feeling trapped in your job.
yeah,
And then on top of it all,
yeah.
finding out you're gonna be a father.
Oh, wow.
That was Darius's reality.
Yeah.
He was facing like a mountain of bills,
Oh, yeah.
feeling all this pressure to provide for a family,
I can only imagine.
just feeling like life was throwing curveball after curveball.
Like one thing after another. Yeah.
That's rough.
I can see why he
Yeah,
was open
next.
to anything
Oh, for sure.
that would promise some kind of change.
Yeah, like a change in fortune.
Right. And so then this chance encounter
Uh-huh.
with Sebastian happens.
Oh, yeah.
He meets him at a cafe,
Oh, at a cafe.
and this guy just exudes
Mm-hmm.
success and confidence.
Oh, yeah.
And Sebastian claims that his transformation
Uh-huh.
from like poverty to wealth
Wow.
is all because of
How would
harnessing the power of the numbers 3, 6, and 9.
All right.
And he says he got this idea
From...
from Nikola Tesla,
Wait, Nikola Tesla, like the inventor.
the brilliant inventor.
What do numbers have to do with any of this?
That's the question, isn't it?
It is.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
So to answer that, we need to talk about Tesla for a minute.
Okay.
So he was kind of known for
Yeah.
his eccentricities.
Right.
And one
Right.
of those was this like almost obsessive fascination
Mm-hmm.
with the numbers 3, 6, and 9.
Hmm.
He thought they held a key
A key.
to understanding the universe.
Wow.
He even incorporated them into his routines,
Interesting.
like his daily life.
Huh.
So this Sebastian guy,
Yeah.
he takes this idea
Okay.
and he kind of runs with it,
Uh-huh.
connecting it to manifestation.
Okay, I'm listening.
But I'm still not seeing the link
Yeah.
between the numbers and actually changing your life.
Right, like how do the numbers actually do something?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
where the sound frequency comes in.
Okay.
Sebastian's interpretation
Yeah.
of Tesla's like fascination
Mm-hmm.
with 3, 6, and 9
Okay.
is that he was talking about
Uh-huh.
a specific sound frequency,
Mm-hmm.
369 hertz.
369 hertz.
He claimed that listening to this frequency
Okay.
could actually induce
Induce.
the alpha brainwave state.
Because like the brainwaves.
Yeah. Interesting.
I've heard of those.
Aren't those like
Yeah, they're associated with relaxation.
focus?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's that relaxed state, like when
Yeah.
you're meditating or just about to fall asleep.
Right.
That kind of peaceful feeling.
But how does that translate to manifesting abundance?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
It is.
Sebastian's theory
Yeah.
is that by inducing that alpha state
Mm-hmm.
through this specific frequency, you're essentially
Yeah.
putting your mind and your emotions
Right.
into a state
Mm-hmm.
that's more receptive to attracting abundance.
Oh, so it's not like the sound itself
Yeah.
is like magical.
No.
But it's like shifting your brainwaves, and that
No.
can make you more likely to
Keep right.
attract good things.
That's the idea.
Okay.
It's about creating the right environment
Yeah.
internally.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Right.
Yeah. So what happened when Darius tried this?
All right.
So he
Yeah.
just listened to a recording. Yeah. Sebastian gave him a recording
Okay.
of this 369 hertz sound.
Hmm.
At first, Darius didn't really feel anything different. But then,
Yeah.
after a few days of listening consistently,
Yeah.
some pretty incredible things started to happen.
Like what?
Give us the details.
Yeah, what kind of miracles?
Well, according to the website, he
Yeah.
started experiencing what he called financial miracles.
Okay.
First, he got a refund on a loan
Really?
that he thought he had lost.
Wow.
Then suddenly his sales at work skyrocketed.
Like out of the blue.
Out of nowhere.
That's pretty lucky.
But do you think it was just coincidence?
Right. Like, was it the sound or was it just chance?
He 100% attributed it to the sound.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it didn't stop there.
Oh, no. What else happened?
He ended up getting a promotion at work,
Oh, wow.
a big raise,
Nice.
and then he stumbled upon
Yeah.
a new business opportunity that was like perfect for him. It was like everything just started falling into place.
Wow. I know, it's a pretty wild story.
It's a wild story. I'm starting to see why
Yeah.
you were so intrigued by this whole concept.
It's definitely compelling,
It is.
but we have to ask,
Yeah.
is this just the placebo effect?
That's what I was thinking. Like,
Right.
maybe his belief in the power of the sound
Yeah.
was more powerful than the sound itself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a really important question,
It is.
and one that we'll definitely explore.
Yeah.
But before we go down that rabbit hole,
Okay.
I think we need to take a closer look
Yeah.
at the science of brainwaves
Right.
and how sound frequencies can maybe influence them.
Okay. Yeah. Let's ground this in some actual science.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because I have to say, a part of me
Yeah.
is still a little skeptical.
I hear you.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we'll be diving into next.
Okay.
We'll explore the research on brainwave entrainment, the alpha state.
And the potential for sound frequencies
Okay.
to impact our mental and emotional states.
This is fascinating. I can't wait to learn more.
I'm excited to dig in.
And for our listeners
Yeah.
who are just as captivated by this as we are,
Absolutely.
we're going to be sharing a link in the description.
Great.
And you can check out the Tesla Manifestation Program
Awesome.
and explore it for yourself.
Yeah. Do your own research.
Stay tuned.
Can't wait.
Okay, so we've heard Darius's story
Yeah.
and how he experienced all these positive changes
Mm-hmm.
after listening to that 369 Hertz sound.
Right?
But let's shift gears a bit
Okay.
and talk about the science
About science.
behind all of this.
All right.
Can sound actually affect our brainwaves?
That's a good question.
And could that then lead to tangible changes in our lives?
Well, the idea that sound can influence our brains,
Yeah.
it's not as crazy as it might seem.
Okay.
Think about how certain music
Yeah.
can make you feel relaxed, or how other types of music can like energize you.
Oh, yeah.
That's like a really basic example
Okay.
of how sound can affect our mental and emotional states.
That's true.
Yeah,
I hadn't thought of it that way.
right.
But how does that tie into brainwaves specifically?
Okay, so our brains
Yeah.
are constantly producing this electrical activity,
Huh.
and we can measure this activity
Good.
in the form of brain waves.
So brainwaves are like electrical signals in our brains.
Yeah, exactly. And different patterns
Okay,
are
got it.
associated with different states of consciousness.
Oh, interesting.
Like when we're asleep,
Yeah.
our brain waves are very slow and rhythmic,
Yeah.
but when we're like alert and focused,
Uh-huh.
they're faster and
Yeah.
less regular.
So like different brainwave patterns for
Absolutely.
different states of being.
Right. And you mentioned the alpha state earlier,
Yeah.
which Sebastian was talking about.
Mhm.
That's that relaxed and focused state.
Right. Like when you're meditating or
Yeah.
about to fall asleep.
Exactly.
Okay.
And there's actually a lot of research
Okay.
that suggests that certain sound frequencies
Uh-huh.
can actually influence our brainwave patterns.
Really?
Yeah, this is known as brainwave entrainment.
Tin frames.
Entrainment.
What does that even mean?
Okay, so entrainment
Yeah.
is basically the tendency for two oscillating systems
Okay.
to synchronize with each other.
Okay.
Imagine two pendulums
Yeah.
swinging side by side.
Okay.
Eventually, they'll start swinging together in unison.
I see.
And the same principle can apply to brainwaves.
So if you expose the brain
Yeah,
to a certain sound frequency,
right.
it can actually make the brain waves
Exactly.
oscillate at that same frequency.
That's the idea. There are a few different ways
Okay.
to do this.
Yeah.
But one of the most common is using binaural beats.
Binaural beats, what are those?
So binaural beats are created by
Yeah.
playing two slightly different frequencies, one in each ear, and then your brain perceives a third phantom tone,
Okay.
which is the difference between those two frequencies.
So our brain creates this third sound.
Yeah. And this phantom tone is what's thought to entrain the brain waves.
Interesting.
It's pretty cool.
So let's tie this back to the 369 hertz.
Okay.
Is there any actual evidence that this frequency can induce the alpha state?
So the research specifically on 369 hertz is limited.
Okay.
But there are studies that have shown positive effects of other frequencies within that alpha range.
So even if the 369 hasn't been specifically studied, the general idea has some scientific backing.
It does.
Oh, but even if we accept that,
Yeah.
how does that translate to manifesting abundance?
Right. That's still a big leap.
Yeah, it is.
There's no definitive scientific proof
Okay.
that listening to a frequency will magically bring you wealth or success.
Of course not.
However, there are a couple of theories.
Okay, wave on me.
Okay, so one theory is that
Yeah.
by inducing that alpha state, you're essentially calming the mind, reducing stress.
Yeah.
And that can create a more positive and receptive mental environment.
So like when you're less stressed,
Yeah.
you're more likely to make better decisions.
Exactly.
Oh,
and be more open to opportunities.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like when you're feeling good,
Right.
you just see the good in things.
Exactly. And another theory is that the alpha state is linked to increased creativity and intuition.
Oh, interesting.
So when you're in that state, you might be more likely to tap into your subconscious and come up with new ideas or solutions.
Like a lead to success?
Exactly.
So it's not that the sound is like magically attracting money to you.
Yeah.
But it could be helping you to access these mental states that are more conducive to like problem solving and creativity.
Precisely. It's about creating the right conditions internally.
For success.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that brings us back to the power of belief.
Right.
If you believe that this sound frequency is going to help you manifest abundance, that belief itself can be a powerful motivator.
Like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
It is. If you believe you're going to be successful, you're more likely to take actions that will lead to success.
Exactly.
And even if there's no direct magical connection between the sound and manifesting abundance, the act of engaging in this practice could be a way of setting an intention, focusing your energy, and taking steps towards your goals.
It's like a ritual.
It is.
Or a tool for focusing your mind.
Exactly.
And it, even if it's just a placebo effect, if it works, does it really matter?
That's a great question. And it's one that each individual has to answer for themselves.
But before anyone rushes out to try this technique, I think it's important to talk about potential downsides.
Absolutely.
Because even if it's just sound, there could be risks.
Well, there's no evidence to suggest that listening to sound frequencies at a safe volume is harmful.
Okay.
But it's important to approach any technique that claims to alter your mental state with caution.
So like start slowly.
Yeah, start slowly.
And pay attention.
Pay attention to how you're feeling.
Right, to how you're feeling.
Absolutely.
You should always listen to your body.
Always listen to your body.
And your mind.
And your mind.
And if you experience any discomfort or any negative side effects, stop and consult with a healthcare professional.
Good advice.
Yeah. I think it's also important to say that this technique shouldn't be seen as a quick fix.
It's not as a magic bullet.
Or magic bullet.
Yeah.
It's not about passively listening to a sound and expecting money to fall from the sky.
No, you have to put in the work.
Right.
Manifestation is a complex process.
It is.
It involves our thoughts, our beliefs, our emotions, our actions.
Right. It's everything.
Yeah, sound frequencies might play a role.
Yeah.
But they're not a substitute for the work that's required to create change.
So if you're thinking about trying this technique, it's essential to approach it with like realistic expectations.
Realistic expectations.
And a holistic mindset.
Absolutely.
Okay. And don't forget, we'll have that link in the description where you can learn more
information
about the Tesla Manifestation Program.
If you're curious.
If you're curious.
Now, before we wrap up, there's one more thing I think we should talk about.
Okay.
The connection to Nikola Tesla and his obsession with 3, 6, and 9.
What do you think was behind?
Yeah, what was that all about?
Yeah, what was behind his fascination?
Well, it's a question that has puzzled people for decades.
Right.
Tesla was a true visionary.
He was.
And his ideas were often ahead of their time.
Yeah.
He saw patterns and connections that other people missed.
Yeah.
And he believed that these numbers held a key to understanding the laws of nature.
Some people believe he was interested in the mathematical relationships between these numbers.
Okay.
For example, if you start with 3
3.
and double it,
You get 6.
you get 6.
Okay.
Double 6.
12.
You get 12. Add the digits of 12.
You get 3 again.
You get 3 again.
Right back to 3.
Yeah, and the pattern continues with 9.
It's pretty mind-bending.
It is. It's wild.
Yeah.
And while we may never know
the full extent of his insights, I think his fascination with these numbers points to this deeper truth about the interconnectedness of everything.
The interconnectedness.
Yeah, in the universe.
It's a beautiful thought.
Right.
Yeah.
That even in like the seeming chaos of the world, there are these underlying patterns and harmonies at play.
I love that.
And maybe by tapping into these harmonies, whether through sound frequencies or mathematical principles,
or even just a deeper understanding of ourselves, we can unlock our potential and create a more abundant life.
So it seems like we're left with more questions than answers.
We always are.
What's the true significance of 3, 6, and 9? Can sound frequencies really influence our reality?
Good questions.
And what role do our beliefs and actions play
in
manifestation?
These are all great questions.
They are. For our listeners who want to dig deeper, check out the link
in the episode descriptions.
You'll find more information about Tesla manifestation and some additional resources to keep exploring.
Okay, so before we go to the final part of this deep dive, let's recap.
A recap.
What we've covered so far.
Right.
We started by hearing Darius's story.
Yeah, his experience.
About his experience with the 369 Hertz sound.
Right.
And how it seemingly led to all these positive changes in his life.
Positive changes.
Then we looked at the science.
To science.
Behind brainwaves.
Brainwave.
And explored the idea of brainwave entrainment.
Entrainment.
The idea that certain sound frequencies can influence our brainwave patterns.
Very interesting.
Yeah, we discussed how the alpha state, which is that relaxed focus.
Yeah, that relaxed state.
And creative state could be induced through sound, and how that might then create a more receptive mental environment for manifestation to happen.
Yeah, I like that.
We also talked about approaching this technique with realistic expectations.
Realistic.
A holistic mindset.
Holistic.
And of course, a healthy dose of skepticism.
Always good to be skeptical.
Always good to be skeptical. And we touched upon the mystery of Nikola Tesla. And his fascination with those numbers.
3, 6, and 9.
3, 6, and 9.
Such a mystery.
Which just adds another layer to this whole concept. You know, in the final part.
Yes, the final part
of our deep dive. We'll explore the potential benefits and risks. Of using sound frequencies for manifestation.
I'm ready.
And we'll leave you with some final thoughts.
Some thoughts.
To ponder.
Can't wait.
All right, welcome back.
Back for more.
It's the final part. Of our deep dive.
I'm so intrigued by this sound frequency stuff.
Me too. It's like really pushing the boundaries
of
what I thought was possible.
It really makes you think.
It does.
You know, even if we put aside whether the sound can like magically attract abundance, there's something to be said for the ritual of it all.
Right, like the intention.
The intention, setting aside the time to focus on your goals, visualize what you want.
Right, and then using these tools.
Yeah, the tools.
Like sound.
To shift your state of mind.
Right.
That can be really powerful.
You know, it's almost like a form of meditation.
It is. It's like mindfulness.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of mental states.
Okay.
There was something in this Tesla manifestation program that really stood out to me.
What was that?
The emphasis on gratitude.
Oh, yeah, gratitude.
Yeah.
It's a big part of the program.
It is. Darius talks about how practicing gratitude was like a turning point for him. It wasn't just about focusing on what he wanted to manifest.
Right.
But also like appreciating what he already had.
Appreciating what you have.
Yes. He actually suggests that gratitude is like a magnet.
A magnet.
For more abundance.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. By acknowledging and appreciating the good things, we already have.
Yeah.
We create this vibrational alignment.
Okay.
That attracts even more good things.
It attracts,
Nice.
That's a common idea.
It is.
In manifestation.
It is. And I really like that.
Yeah.
It's more positive than just focusing on what you're lacking.
It's a good way to look at it.
And, it's not just some feel-good concept.
No.
There's actually research.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in positive psychology.
Okay.
That supports the benefits of gratitude.
Interesting.
Studies have shown that practicing gratitude can lead to increased happiness.
Okay.
Reduce stress.
That makes sense.
Improve sleep.
Wow.
Even a stronger immune system.
That's pretty amazing.
So even if the connection between gratitude and manifestation is still a bit of a mystery,
right,
the benefits of gratitude itself are pretty clear.
It's hard to argue with that.
Right.
Yeah, it's a simple practice.
It is.
Anyone can do it.
Yeah. So as we wrap up this deep dive into sound frequencies and manifestation, I think we're left with intrigue and a healthy dose of skepticism.
Absolutely.
We've explored Darius's story.
Yeah.
The science behind brainwaves.
The science.
And the mystery of Nikola Tesla.
Tesla and those numbers.
And his numbers.
It's fascinating.
I think the biggest takeaway for me is that regardless of whether you believe in the magic of sound frequencies or any of the specific claims of this program, the power of our thoughts, beliefs, and actions is undeniable.
Absolutely. Our minds are powerful.
They are. So whether you choose to explore this Tesla manifestation program or not, the things we've talked about today can remind us that we all have the ability to shape our reality.
I like that.
To create positive change.
Absolutely.
And tap into a sense of abundance.
Abundance and well-being.
Yes.
Beautifully said.
Thank you.
And for our listeners who want to learn more about the Tesla manifestation program, and maybe explore it for themselves, we've included a link in the episode description.
Remember, do your own research.
Always.
Be discerning.
Be discerning.
And listen to your intuition.
Your intuition.
What resonates with you.
Yeah, what feels right.
What sparks your curiosities.
All of that.
Follow those threads.
Yeah.
And see where they lead.
You never know what you might find.
You never know.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.
On this deep dive.
I've enjoyed it.
Until next time, keep exploring.
Yes, explore.
And keep believing. Believe in the power of possibility.
The power of possibility.